Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Diagnose Dan. I'm Danny, and today we're going to fix this together. I'm just kidding. My name's Paul. I'm imitating Diagnose Dan from YouTube channel. He's an absolute excellent automotive technician and a great teacher. If you guys want to learn something about automotive diagnostics, I suggest you see his channel. Just wanted to give him a little plug there. Today I have a 2008 Chevy Impala here. I'm going to do brake pads and rotors in the front. You're going to need a 19mm socket to get off the lug nuts. I believe it's a 13 and a 15. Yes, 13 and 15 mil to get off the brake caliper and the brake bracket. I'm going to remove the bracket because I'm going to clean it. I'm going to show you why I'm going to do that and why that is important. This is where, on the bracket, is where these brakes start to rust and cause jacking, it's called. It'll seize your brake pads up and they won't loosen up after you brake, and they'll drag, overheat your rotors and warp your rotors. So you're going to need a flathead screwdriver, either a C-clamp or I have a caliper, ratcheting caliper tool here that spreads the calipers open. If you pry it all the way, you may be able to do it with your screwdriver if you take your time and pry them open fully for getting the new pads in there. So I usually always recommend doing jack stands. Just a little clip. I'm probably going to put this in the front and at the end of the video. After you finish a brake job, it is absolutely imperative that you pump your pedal up. Keep pumping your pedal until it gets up and firm again, or else you will have no brakes when you start that car. Okay? Pump the pedal. Don't hit a wall. Don't run nobody over. All right, guys. I still recommend for you, use jack stands. That is the safest way to support a car. I did what I had to do today. I'm kind of stuck. Actually, I have larger jack stands. I'm going to see if I can get one of my 6,000-pound jack stands under there, because I don't like being a hypocrite and I don't like taking risks. So let me see if I can fit my other jack stand under there. All right. Okay, guys, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. As you can see, I got my other jack stand under there. I had to do a little finagling to get it up a little higher. My air jack doesn't jack it high enough by itself to get that other jack stand under there, but I put a 4x4 under it and now I got the jack stand there. All right, first thing I'm going to do is pry that caliper back a little bit, the piston and the caliper, and open those shoes up. In there, get on the edge of your rotor and just pry out and depress that piston. If your brake fluid was full to the top, you may want to put a rag around there. You can loosen your cap a little bit. I didn't do mine. Mine wasn't that full where I needed to worry about a rag. I need a little tray. Is that retaining screw on the rotor? That's a T35, I believe. Just get my air hook up here. I mention this in every video because I'm thrilled with this tool, this Onyx Nano. I'm going to be putting links to these tools in my community page, and I will also for this Model 1812 half-inch drive impact. Great tools. I recommend them. They're reasonably priced. They work well, and they look like they're made well. If yours is really in there, you can get an impact driver and loosen it with that. That is just, it's like a 3/8 or a half-inch drive head on it. You hit it with a hammer and it gives it a shocking motion in that direction. I've done the brakes on these so that nobody went psycho tightening everything. It's coming apart nice and easy, the way it should. Have my caliper off. I have this little hook here. Do not let your caliper hang on the brake line. Never hang it by the brake line. That is a definite no-no. Get a piece of wire, a coat hanger or something, hang it from the spring. I still got a lot of life on these brake pads here. I took out those two 13 mil bolts that hold the caliper in. Now I'm going to get a 15 mil on here and take off the brake bracket. I'll show you why I'm removing that. You want to clean where the hardware goes. I don't know if it's so much that those were really tight or that I'm using really long hose. I got a lot of hose because I'm outside down to the front of my driveway. I usually work closer without having this much hose on here. More hose, more pressure drop on your line. So these were a little tight, but half-inch would have got them right out. All right, on this bracket here, where your hardware goes, underneath, you can get rust jacking there. I don't believe I even need to clean mine. My pins are nice and lubricated. I was just taking this off as a demo to show you guys. My pins are moving freely. If your pins are stuck, take them out. You can pop these little boots off, clean them out, and put, I recommend this brake lube. It's Permatex Ceramic Extreme brake parts lubricant. Permatex Ceramic Extreme. It's really good. That pin's nice and loose. This one was a little bit not bad though. Yeah, I have no rust or corrosion in the back of these in the back of the hardware on here. What I do is I put that Permatex behind the hardware. There I have a tiny bit of rust back there. So I'm going to take a file, just run it down the back, get any rust or corrosion off of there. You want to use a file and not a wire brush, because a wire brush is just going to polish your rust. A file will actually grind down the rust and get rid of it. They actually sell special brake files, but I have a nice little square file here. Seems to work well. You can buy a brake file. They fit right in there. I'm going to do both sides. Might as well clean it up, right? Nice and shiny. I will show you how I lube my brakes. I do not put it in the front where the pads go, because that tends to make debris, road grime, dust, salt, all other kinds of crap stick to the pads. I would rather just have them cleanly slide on the stainless steel. And my brakes seem to be working better doing them that way. I have put the lubricant on the outside of the hardware and noticed that a bunch of crud just builds up there. Now I'm going to take my rotor off because I have new ones. Reason why I'm changing these is because I'm starting to get a little brake pulsing, and I don't like that. Let me go get the new rotor. Okay guys, I went with Power Stop brakes from Rock Auto. I've been very happy with these. They're Power Stop Evolution Plus ceramic discs. Ceramic disc brake pads. They come with new hardware with them. If you get pads and they don't come with new hardware, get hardware and replace it. This is an important part of your brake components. You don't want your pads seizing up in there and wearing out unevenly. Now, what I said with the ceramic lube, let me show you what I do. Oh, I want to get a pair of gloves because I'm getting filthy when I go. Getting all full of road grime when I don't have to. These are little faggoty latex gloves. Are probably going to pop on me. I got the heavier ones from Harbor Freight and they're 9 mil. Those hold up much better, but we'll see if these work for a little while anyway. Got some crap in a thumb. That's not good. That's going to drive me nuts. This was on the floor in my car. I was using these to gas up when I was trying to avoid getting COVID-19. I'll probably edit all this out of here so you don't have to waste your time watching me put gloves on and listening to me ramble about bullshit. Maybe I'll put 2 versions up for people that like longer videos, huh? Alright, like I said, I cleaned the brake bracket. Nice and shiny, no rust left there. I'm going to take some of the ceramic brake lube, put it on there. That will prevent corrosion and rust jacking. If rust builds up on there, it actually forces the hardware inward to where it squeezes the brake pads and they don't relax when you let your foot off of the brake pedal. Some people will tell you to put lube in here. I don't. I believe that causes the brakes to get all full of crap and bind up. I'm actually going to take that extra lube out of there because I just want it behind that hardware. I had a rag here. That's done. Now I'm going to get my rotor. I was going with the drilled and slotted rotors in the past, but this time I opted to just go with a regular rotor. I'm not doing performance driving with this car. These come with a little bit of an oil coating on them, so I'm going to wipe it down with brake clean and make sure it's clean before I put it on. Somebody put a little coating on it and so they don't corrode while they're in storage. You want to get that off of there, because that'll contaminate your brake pads. Wipe them down with some brake parts cleaner. Nice and shiny, perfect. Gotta make sure I have this where my screw hole lines up. It's so damn sunny out, I can't see. One at the top. Here we go. Can't even see because it's so bright that it's pitch black in comparison back there. This screw does not need to be in there crazy tight. It is not a catastrophe if it doesn't even get used. I tend to put it back, but your lug nuts are going to hold that rotor on anyway. No, I just like to put things back together the way they were. I'm just going to go to number 1 on my impact here because I don't want that crazy tight at all. Just get it in there. Maybe I'll go to number 2. Looks like I got my pressure down. I'm actually going to do that with my ratchet so I can feel how snug that is. I don't want that getting frozen in there where I got to drill that out. Yeah, see, that went in there too tight. That's it. Checking if all these pads have that little squeaker on them. They do. Bracket. Put these in here. Should not have to grind your brakes or anything to get them to fit in here. They should fit right in. Whiteys are going in a little snug. Once I get them in, they're probably going to be fine. It's because I had a retainer, that spring retainer, that's what it is. That's what I'm hanging up on. Just got to get past that retainer. Yeah, put them in cocked and then turn it. Put the other one down. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. It's not supposed to be complicated. I'm retarded today, guys. I knocked it right through. is going on? That one went in. Here we go. Was supposed to be that easy. I always start my bolts by hand. I was filming the floor, huh? I always start my bolts by hand. Make sure you don't have your brake line twisted up. Oh, I forgot to put a little lube on the back of the pistons. You also want to lubricate them. That reduces squeaking, brake squeal, and squeaking. That's how you do a brake job on an Impala. Excuse me, that was disgusting, but I have no tissue. Oh yes I do, I have paper towel here. I'm sorry guys, I'm just a gross old fuck. There's no need to bleed the brake because you have not opened up the brake system, so we didn't introduce any air into this system. I'm just gonna double check them with the ratchet. Like I said, I'm running a lot of air out here, a lot of line. I don't know how much pressure I'm dropping. Good. Good. Double check my caliper bolts. Good. Good. You can get the torque specs for these if you're more comfortable doing that. I recommend doing so. That's it, guys. We're going to do the other wheel now. I'll try to do a little better filming on that one, you know. I'm not a videographer, professional videographer, so I'm just trying to bring a little useful information to you guys. That will prevent corrosion and rust jacking. If rust builds up on there, it actually forces the hardware inward to where it squeezes the brake pads, and they don't relax when you let your foot off of the brake pedal. Now, some people will tell you to put lube in here. I don't. I believe that causes the brakes to get all full of crap and bind up. I'm actually going to take that extra lube out of there because I just want it behind that hardware. I had a rag here. Okay, that's done. Now I'm going to get my rotor. I was going with the drilled and slotted rotors in the past, but this time I opted to just go with a regular rotor. I'm not doing performance driving with this car. These come with a little bit of an oil coating on them, so I'm going to wipe it down with brake clean and make sure it's clean before I put it on. Then they put a little coating on it and so they don't corrode while they're in storage. You want to get that off of there because that'll contaminate your brake pads. Just wipe them down with some brake parts cleaner. Nice and shiny, perfect. Gotta make sure I have this where my screw hole lines up. It's so damn sunny out I can't see. One at the top. Here we go. I can't even see because it's so bright that it's pitch black in comparison back there. This screw does not need to be in there crazy tight. It is not a catastrophe if it doesn't even get used. I tend to put it back, but your lug nuts are going to hold that rotor on anyway. So I just like to put things back together the way they were. I'm just going to go to number 1 on my impact here because I don't want that crazy tight at all. Just snug it in there. Maybe I'll go to number 2. Looks like I got my pressure down. I'm actually going to do that with my ratchet so I can feel how snug that is. I don't want that getting frozen in there where I got to drill that out. Yeah, see, that went in there too tight. That's it. Just checking if all these pads have that little squeaker on them. They do. My bracket, put these in here. Should not have to grind your brakes or anything to get them to fit in here. They should fit right in. That one went in. Here we go. Was supposed to be that easy. I always start my bolts by hand. Oh great, that was filming the floor, huh? I always start my bolts by hand. Make sure you don't have your brake line twisted up. Oh, I forgot to put a little lube on the back of the pistons. You also want to lubricate them. That reduces squeaking, brake squeal, and squeaking. That's how you do a brake job on an Impala. Excuse me, that was disgusting, but I have no tissue. Oh yes I do, I have paper towel here. I'm sorry guys, I'm just a gross old fuck. There's no need to bleed the brake because you have not opened up the brake system, so we didn't introduce any air into this system. I'm just gonna double check them with the ratchet. Like I said, I'm running a lot of air out here, a lot of line. I don't know how much pressure I'm dropping. Good. Good. Double check my caliper bolts. Good. Good. You can get the torque specs for these if you're more comfortable doing that. I recommend doing so. That's it, guys. We're gonna do the other wheel now. I'll try to do a little better filming on that one, you know. I'm not a videographer, professional videographer, so I'm just trying to bring a little useful information to you guys. Okay, guys, I'm starting on the left side now. I took that T30 retaining screw out. I actually should have did that after I spread my brake caliper. Depressed my piston. I'm taking my screwdriver. Let me start my other camera. I took that T30 screw out. I should have waited until after I did this, but I took it out already. I'm depressing my pistons. I'm catching my screwdriver on the edge of the rotor and pulling outward, and it's depressing my caliper pistons. They look like they're all the way in. I got a 13 and a 15 mil. Got my little S hook here. I'm gonna put that up on my spring because I'm gonna hang my caliper up there. You never hang the caliper by the brake hose. That's a no-no. I'm gonna take my 15 mil on my socket, on my ratchet, I mean my long hand ratchet, and just break them loose in case they're real tight. The brake bracket. Oh, I'm tightening a son of a bitch. Duh. I'm upside down. Boy, I put them on there. I might hit them with the impact and see if it'll shake it loose. Let's see. I think I'm dropping air pressure because I'm running a lot of hose out here. That's why this is not breaking it free. I may have to get a 15 for my 1/2 inch drive and hit it. The hog ring is tight on this. That's the little ring on the tip of the impact. Oh, she don't want to go. The Nano cannot do it. I'm actually surprised. That little ratchet, that little impact, I mean, has impressed me so far. I definitely went a little crazy tightening these up. Yeah, I gotta get the 1/2 inch. Let me stop this. Alright, I'm gonna try it with the 1/2 inch drive impact. This should get it. If it doesn't, I fucked up. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Am I losing torque with the extension? Probably. I over-tightened them, guys. I must have done that with an impact wrench and got carried away. I don't usually do that. I get mad when people do that. I'm kind of mad at myself. That's almost like working after an asshole. Was Was I an asshole? Leave it in the comments section if you think I was an asshole. Won't be the first time I was told I'm an asshole.
It won't be the last.
Won't be the last. Wendy says it won't be the last. One thing I can do right is be an asshole. Everybody got to be an asshole once in a while, right? Now I hope the Nano gets this loose. Helps if you put an air hose on the other end. Huh? It works better if you hook the hose up, doesn't it? That's better. That's better. Hang this up here out of the way. Never let your caliper hang from the hose. No good. And check the hose while you're doing this. Inspect them. Visual inspection. You can actually leave them right in there. These pads are worn slightly uneven. Not horrible, but they are slightly uneven. This one's bound in there. That got it's binding up in there. Probably got a little rust jacking going on under there. Yep. See that rust in the back there? That's what binds your pads up. That's why you want to clean that with a file. Get in there and file that out. Just putting this under a wire brush only shines the rust. It doesn't remove it. They have special brake files that are perfectly sized for this. I have a little square file. I just got to move it around a little bit, but it works just fine. You don't want to have to grind your pads down because then they'll rust and get jammed in there. Do the bottom and the top as well. Don't worry, you're not gonna wear your brake bracket out by doing a little bit of filing on it. It is so hot out here today. I picked the worst time of the day to do this. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Got to be 100 and something in the sun. What does the temperature say? I'm trying to ask Wendy what the temperature says. It's got to be over 100 in the sun. Coco, no, don't go anywhere, Coco. He coming over?
Yeah.
Make sure she doesn't go in the street. She's not going in the street, right?
No.
Roasting. I am absolutely roasting. Doing pads and rotors. No, not on this one. Not on this one. Couple of years.
I put my goddamn truck of mine and back ends, remember you bled them, then I took them apart. I think that left side on me is still screwing up.
Yeah, see, you got to do
I
this.
didn't do that.
You got to file this.
And I didn't do that, and I think that left
Yeah,
side's
it's hanging
on
up.
me.
Yeah, it's hanging up. What happens?
You know how I can tell? Because when I'm going and I first step on the brake, the pedal was a little low. I pump
Yeah.
it comes up.
Yep.
It's hanging. That left side's hanging on me.
You got to file this out,
Yeah.
and then put
Clean it
this.
all up again.
Then you got to put that ceramic stuff back here to stop the rusting. You don't want to put that on the stainless steel piece. The stainless steel slides by itself. If you put it on a stainless steel piece, dirt comes and sticks there.
I got the brake lube I bought. I bought a tube of that. That's
Yeah.
all right, isn't it? Put that
Yeah,
on?
that'll be all right.
Brake lube. I bought
This
some
stuff,
of that.
this is like the best shit you can get. This ceramic, that's ceramic lubricant. Permatex. Permatex makes good stuff, you know?
Oh, they do. They used to have the best penetrating oil.
Yeah, Permatex is real good.
I don't even know if they even get it anymore, the penetrating oil.
I haven't seen that.
Boy, I used to get it.
I remember they used to have it.
That stuff was great. Better than Blaster or any of them.
Yep. Get all that rust out of there. If you wire brush it, all you do is shine the rust. Got to use a file, you know?
Yeah.
They got special files for this. They're perfectly sized. They
Yeah.
fit in there, you know? This works good, though. You can borrow this when you do it if you want.
I probably got a spare file. I think I got one that gets bigger. Yeah, well, that one too. Yeah, it gets larger as you go.
Yeah, this one's good because it's uniform. You know, it's straight.
I think mine gets bigger as it goes up. I'm not sure. I know I got one in that toolbox in the garage.
All right, I got that nice and clean there, the brake bracket. Now I'm going to put some ceramic lubricant on that.
And then your stainless steel clips. go
Then
on that, huh?
then my hardware. Yep, I got to grab them. I got them on the other side.
Them bikes and cars are biting.
Oh yeah.
94. It's over 100 in the sun.
Oh yeah. At least.
I'm not going with the drilled and slotted this time. I'm going with standard. I don't do any performance driving with this thing, you know?
Once you get them two Rock Auto.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good ones anyway.
Yeah, this is Power Stop. I like this brand. I've been using this brand for years.
That's what's on my Lincoln then when we bought them.
Power Stop, right? Yeah. Yeah, they're good. Make good pads and rotors.
The old rotors were shot?
They're starting to pulse.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, if I stop at high speed, it's like rough.
Good rotors, huh? They had the air holes in them, huh?
Yeah, it's drilled and slotted. Yep.
Yeah, them are
I got them in the back too.
And they're that bad, huh? They're pulsing pretty bad?
Yeah, they're pretty bad, but I've had these on for
Yeah,
got to be going on 5 years.
yeah.
That's not bad. Getting like 70,000 out of them, you know.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
it's too bad you can't get them turned no more, huh?
Well, I'm saving them. I asked on Facebook if anybody knows anybody with a brake lathe. It's such a waste.
Andy's used to do them when he was there, but that Advanced Auto bought them out.
Such a waste, you know, to throw them away.
Turn them there no more. I really don't know, because Randy had a lathe in the cellar there,
Yep.
and my nephew worked there, and most anything I took to them, they turned them for me for nothing. I'd buy the brakes there, they'd turn my rotors or side rotors or drums for nothing.
I'm just putting that ceramic lube in the back there.
Mike would spin them for me for nothing too. When Randy had the store.
You put your hardware in.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell turns them anymore.
I don't know of anybody that turns brakes anymore.
Napa might, innit?
Hmm?
I wonder if Napa does.
I don't think so. I called one place. They wanted like $100 to turn the rotor. I was, are you nuts? That's twice of what I can buy a new set for. Yeah.
$25.
Out of your mind.
Buy a brand new rotor for $25.
Crazy.
I wonder if the Napa's at the airport, the warehouse one.
Give them another shot. I'm going to check them with my ratchet. I want to make sure they're in there tight enough. Now you have to lube your pistons as well, or the pad where the pistons contact it, or else you'll get brake noise. You don't want that when you're stopping. That's tight enough. That did get it tight enough. That's a good little impact. I love that Nano. Great little tool. Like I said, I'm going to start putting links in my, I believe on my community page. I got to get that set up. I haven't had time. I got so much crap to do. I haven't had time to do that. But I was trying to put stuff in the description, but you're limited to how many links you can put there. So I think on the community page, I can actually put images of the tool and the link where to get them. I will find you the best prices I can find that tool at. You know, they're good tools, man, and you're getting quality without snap-on prices. You're paying for that name, man. It's ridiculous. Such a rip-off, Snap-on tools. Absolutely insane. I could see going with Snap-on for the specialty tools. If you need something, they do make some great specialty tools. But I bought a leak down tester from Lang Company. Now Lang is the company that makes the Snap-on leak down tester. And I got that for $100 and change. And the Snap-on leak down tester, just because they put the label on the same Lang leak down tester, is $300 and something. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's insane. Paying another $200 and change for a damn name, you know? No thank you. Not what I do. I might have to depress this piston some more. I have a tool for that. It ratchets. This will open up and depress these pistons. Too loose right now, it's spinning. Oh, it's so hot, it's burning my hand even touching this. Ratchets and opens up and depresses those pistons all the way. There we go. I'll close that up later on. Make sure you don't twist your brake line up. You don't want that happening.
Now my pad came out, son of a bitch. I hit my pad, knocked it out. Let's get that pad back in there. There we go. My brake line is not twisted around. Guys, thanks for tuning in and watching. That's how you do brakes on an 08 Impala and many other cars. I would ask if you would please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps just show YouTube that people are watching the channel. If I get my subscriber numbers up, hopefully people will start sending us things like tools to review. And I can tell you what I think of them. If something's garbage, I am not going to tell you guys to buy it. I don't care if they send it to me. I'm not going to sell out like that. This channel is not going to become a big commercial. That is not the reason I started this channel. I started this channel to try to help people, bring them information for the care, maintenance and repair of their vehicles so they could stay out of these garages and dealerships and fix their own cars. Giving that one more spray because I handled that. Now, here's an important thing. When you put new pads and rotors on, you have to do a break-in. So what I will do is I'll get up to about 45 miles an hour and do 4 or 5 aggressive braking down to like 5 miles an hour, accelerate again to 45, 50, hard braking again down to 5 miles an hour, do that 4 times, 4 or 5 times, then do moderate braking again down to 4 or 5 miles an hour, or even a stop, but go again with moderate braking. Then drive a little bit and let your rotors cool down. What you do is you actually break in the rotor and seat the pads. Some of the pad material gets embedded on the rotor, and it actually helps prolong the life of the rotor and the pads and gives you better brake performance. So break in your brake pads and rotors and drive safe and be happy and stay safe out there, guys. Remember, take good care of your cars. They'll take good care of you. And if you haven't done so, tune into Scanner Danner. Great guy, excellent automotive technician. He teaches at a technical college, and he puts out some really great informative videos. I have been watching all of his videos on scope work and stuff. I bought a scope, and I would like to start doing some scope videos down the road here for you guys. All right, thanks again for tuning in, and maybe I'll take you for a ride with me when I break the when I seat the pads in. Just a little clip. I'm probably going to put this in the front and at the end of the video. After you finish a brake job, it is absolutely imperative that you pump your pedal up. Keep pumping your pedal until it gets up and firm again, or else you will have no brakes when you start that car. Okay? Pump the pedal. Don't hit a wall. Don't run nobody over. All right, guys.